We are live, people. We're live. Welcome to the service. Holy shit, look at the comment congregation. The comment congregation is so righteous already. Coming in early. That's what I like. You know Babaji likes that. Babaji likes that. I like when people come early to the congregation. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Let me know if you can hear me okay. We've got a lot of vibration-raising topics. Hold on. Let me play the music. Let's go. Yami Osniel says, let's go. Richard Matthews says, Babaji. Well, guess what? Y'all are just a bunch of little...
Wow, we're just a little buttercup, aren't we?
We're all just a little buttercup of God, aren't we? Come on in. Let's talk about who is righteous and who is not in the community. And by discussing these issues, we will raise our vibration. That's how it works. That's the system, people. That's the system. Come on in. Welcome to the service. We're going to start in a minute. Can't wait. Can't wait for today's topics. Got some comedians here. Got some people here, I think, from my Instagram. The Toronto comedy scene is here. I think I got a confirmation from Sashka. What's up, Sashka? How's it going? Sashka and I went to Electric Island together, concert. And I'll never forget, as I was walking out, I lost her. You know when you go to these festivals, you lose people? I mean, I don't want to say I lost her. I mean, I was there with 10. I had 4 different crews at Electric Island the first time I went. No big deal. I'm a popular guy. I'm going to go in July, I think, too. But I remember as I was walking out, I just felt a tickle on my buns from behind. Someone just and she goes, hey, sugar buns. Hey, sugar buns. And I was like, stop it. So, welcome to the service, Sashka. First time here. Leave a comment. But everyone leave a comment. CB Applejack says, can hear you great. Can you hear the music okay? Richard Matthews says, where's my moderator access? And then he's laughing oh, whatever, I don't care. But listen, Richard Matthews, we're going to get you that wrench. You've put in the work. We're going to figure out that wrench. Maybe I can figure it out right now, actually. Hold on. It is a bit of a process. I got to go in and figure something out. But we're going to get... Listen, pal, we're not going to do it right now, but we're going to get you that wrench. I got a great story about a group of nuns in Texas. This is crazy. And then I do want to look at some of Applejack's... CB Applejack, who is in our thing, but who is in our congregation right now. But we will be looking at his Twitter feed because it is righteous and... It's up to date, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we should start there. We'll start with Applejack, and then we'll go into Tucker, and then we'll go into Tate, and then we'll go into the nuns, maybe. Maybe we'll do the nuns after that. But a lot of very powerful service for y'all today, so make sure you come in and get funky with the music. And don't forget...
Wow, we're just a little buttercup, aren't we?
That's correct. We are live streaming here from the digital ashram. Some of my certifications up there. Just let your ego take it in. Let your ego take in my certifications because the ego needs that. I'm not doing it for the ego needs that qualification, that certification. So come on in, everybody. Welcome to the service. Very powerful service for y'all today. Oh, oops. The arrow was on top of the graphics. But that's fine. We're here. And that's why we need your support in the community. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Make sure we're raising. Every thumbs up raises the vibration. That's what we got to do. We got to raise the vibration. I'm here at the digital ashram. You can see by the pink light that's on me. It's because outside, I am... It's the glow of this space that I'm in. It is glowing on me. Hold on. Okay, well, the other light's not working, but hey, that's fine. We're figuring it out. Let me get the comment congregation up here. Oh, look at all these people in the congregation. Look at all these people in the comment congregation. We're doing good, actually, this week. We had probably 15, 20 comments before we even started streaming, which I'm going to take that as a sign from God that the congregation is growing. We're going to need to recruit more people to have that wrench like Richard Matthews. Next episode, we're going to get that wrench on you. Came for the certification, stayed for the vibration. Rewind Cat, we got to get you a ranch too. Sam Bankman-Fried. Looks like we're where Ray William Johnson used to film. Oh, true. Yeah, I guess it kind of looks like that. But my posters are more about, like... Because I am a writer. I am an award-winning writer, by the way. Just to let you know. You know what I'm saying? Just to let you know. Canadian Screen Award winner. Writers Guild of Canada Award winner. And that's a globe with a pencil going around it. And this is just a person reaching up to the stars. This is just a person reaching up to the stars, really reaching up to Hollywood, because it's a Canadian Screen Award. So, you know, it's our Oscars, you could say. Yeah, you could basically say I have an Oscar, Canadian Oscar, but whatever. Why do I tell you? Not because of my arrogance, but because you in the community should know about that. It'll help your ego to relax and trust that you are in good hands here. You are in good hands. My rips are righteous, and we're going to talk about what's happening in the culture today, people. We got to talk about the culture. We got to talk about the community. So thanks for coming in, everyone. A lot of scams. I got to say, actually, should I go into... There's so many things to talk about. I don't even know where to start. There's so many things to talk about. Well, let's start with Applejack's Twitter. Applejack has a fantastic Twitter. It is the most righteous. And I think it's a good place to start. Let's get into it. Wow, the music ended perfect. Why does it do that? Hold on. Okay, well, then. There we go. There we go. There we go. This is a very righteous Twitter feed, and he has a wrench in our community. So a couple of announcements from Applejack DeSmoka, who has a wrench, part of our community. He hit $20,000 and then some. We are now in the planning and buying phase. Warren, Ohio, here we come. Thinking clothes, food, shelter, and a proper date. Stay tuned for information. Already liked it. Let me just quote tweet it. Support this man. He is righteous. That's legit. We're going to get into these stories too, actually. But you know what I did want to see? I saw something here a couple of days ago. Let's start with this. This is so weird.
People are confused about the tweet. Mr. Kenny, a lot of people are confused about the tweet storm. I call it the tweet heard around the world. A couple of tweets were put up in support of Roger Waters and then taken down. Do you want to give us a little explanation of why they were taken down and also your stance on Israel and Palestine?
What a weird guy. He's like, I call it the tweet heard around the world. Was it that big of a deal? I guess.
I tweeted that. I made the tweet applauding Roger Waters' courage in opposing the COVID mandates and the Ukraine war. I was unaware of his position on Israel. And when I learned that...
It's so sad because Kucinich is extremely righteous. He's so righteous that they had to kick him out of the Democratic Party. He's so righteous. He was too righteous for them, that the Democrats were like, we can't have this kind of righteousness here. We are basically playing dirty now. And if you're too righteous, we got to get rid of you. So they got rid of Kucinich. I love that Kucinich is with RFK Jr. RFK Jr., I mean, this does scare the shit out of me, man. It's like, what? This is why people think that there's a worldwide Jewish conspiracy. What is this? He has to pull back because the guy said, you know, I support Palestine. And now the guy has to pull it back? It's ridiculous.
I immediately took it down. My position of Israel is that I support Israel. My family has a long relationship with Israel. I support its right to exist and its right to protect its security.
And the Palestinians?
And a
very righteous to throw in and the Palestinians. Like, yeah, okay, it's easy to say I support Israel. Like, come on, man.
Humane outcome and a recognition ultimately of the aspirations of the Palestinian people is important for everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Marion Williamson is pro-Ukrainian proxy war. RFK Jr. is pro-apartheid Israel. We have nothing but warmongers in power and running for power. I mean, Applejack, it's righteous. It's not wrong, dude. It's not wrong. Just in consciousness. What's up? Thanks for coming. Appreciate ya. Let's look at the new Tucker Carlson. I can't believe Tucker Carlson moved to Twitter. And like, Oh, let's just look at some of these comments, though. It's ridiculous to me that people are commenting on this video. No, how do I look at all the comments? No, how do I look at the comments of the video? Do I look at... Dude, 103 million views. It's ridiculous, man. The guy is just ripping. And he's on Twitter, and all these people are commenting on the video. Like, all these people from CNN, MSNBC are commenting on it like, his little Twitter show. He's kicked off, he lost his job, and now he has a Twitter show. Dude, it's 103 million. The numbers are righteous. Sorry.
Hey, it's Tucker Carlson. This morning it looks like somebody blew up the Kakhovka Dam in southern Ukraine. The rushing wall of water wiped out entire villages, destroyed a critical hydropower plant, and as of tonight puts the largest nuclear reactor in Europe in danger of melting down. So if this was intentional, it was not a military tactic, it was an act of terrorism. The question is, who did it?
Salman Khalaf says, free Palestine. I agree, brother. I agree. I was actually out with a producer. He's a Israeli guy. And I mentioned it, that it's an apartheid. And he's like, apartheid? Apartheid? We are under attack. And I'm like, dude, you can't, how can you think that? Yo, Scott Schaefer is here. Most righteous reporting, Scott Schaefer. Scott Schaefer, great reporting this week. Fantastic. And I love the background. Scott, I love the background. I don't know if you know this, but I actually influenced Steven to go film noir with it as an internet detective. And now it's influenced the whole community. So I feel like I had a hand in the graphic design. You got it. I got it. I have like an ashram that's like basically like that. And then even Duke and Don. So...
Well, let's see. The Kakhovka Dam
These
was
numbers are
effectively
righteous.
Russian. It was built by the Russian government. It currently sits in Russian-controlled territory. The dam's reservoir supplies water to Crimea, which has been for the last 240 years.
Just opening with the rip, with the thing that you're not allowed to say, and that is righteous. Sorry, Democrats.
What's happening?
You're living in a fantasy world. It's a fantasy. Do you want to live in a fantasy world where... Because I remember in 2016... people were so surprised that Trump won. And I remember as a comic, most comics were like, could go either way. Like, we weren't like this in this, like, come on, you're going to vote for the Democrats, right? I'm with Hillary, right? We were not in deluding ourselves, the comics, I feel like. And we weren't pro-Trump, but we were just, like, not deluding ourselves. And we were just living in reality. And we were just like, yeah, could be them. I don't know. And then I remember... But then a lot of artists, like the writers and other kinds of artists, and just the general more Hollywood people, they were like pro-Hillary to the point where I remember I was in a writing class, and it was 2 days after the 2016 election, 2 days after, and the guy comes in and he looks like he's gonna cry, and he's like, so something really bad happened, and if you guys want to talk about it, we can open the class talking about the election. And he started the class like that, and it's like, dude. Why not live in reality? Why live in this fantasy world where we have to pretend? I mean, right now we all have to pretend that Russia blew up their own Nord Stream pipeline. We have to pretend that Russia blew this thing up. It's like, if you have to make up stories to make the guy more evil, maybe that's the issue. And look, regardless, like obviously I support you. I think Ukraine is more righteous overall than Russia, because Russia starting violence is not righteous. It's wrong. But like lying about it and pushing everyone to go with it, and the nuclear war side of it, and the building up these teams around the world, and the fact that Ukraine is getting destroyed, and it's just so much lies, and the fact that Tucker opened on the rip, dude. Open on the rip. He went to the heart of it and said, it's not, just live in reality, you idiots.
A small group of people control access to all relevant information, and the rest of us don't know.
Yeah.
We're allowed to yap all we want about racism, but go ahead and talk about something that really matters
100%.
and see what happens. If you keep it up, they'll make you be quiet. Trust us. That's how they maintain control.
I love the whole message, though, too. The message is like, you have to speak from the heart. You have to say what's in your heart. And that's a righteous message. Sorry. You know, and it really just shows you how the Democrats have lost all righteousness. You know, because this guy used to be, back when he was pro-Iraq war, he was very low in vibration. Let's be honest. He was very low in vibration. I'm going to put him way down here. And now that he is anti-Ukraine war, and just in general, he's like the only, because the Democrats have lost all moral authority, they're not speaking any truth to power. Now he's actually speaking some truth to power. Am I going to put him all the way up at love? Of course not. We're not he is an asshole. I'm not going to pretend like he's not a jerk. You know, but definitely the righteousness has gone up in this one. The righteousness has gone up. And like, just the message of the thing, the fact that he went fucking so hard on that shit. I can't believe how many goddamn brainwashed people I know that are like, Russia could have done it. Even with Nord Stream 2, see, people are like, well, you never know, it could have been Russia. It's like, are you getting paid? Like, what are you, why are you talking like this? Like, it's gross. It feels like you're talking to a robot. Who are you lying to, though? Like, you know, nobody's here. Nobody's like gonna, are you wiretapped? That's what it feels like, talking to some people. And I'm in Canada. I can't imagine being in America. But I'm talking about Canadians are so pro-Democrat that they're like, well, could have been Putin. Yeah, Russia could have done it. Are you going to get in trouble or something? It's so weird. Anyway, listen, how much the righteousness has gone up, we don't know. Time will tell. Time will see. But 103 million views on it, that is righteous. The whole thing was tight, man. Check it out. It really does. When I say righteous rips raise the vibration, I mean, he's basically doing the most righteous rip. It's peace. It's anti-war, pro-peace, pro-negotiation. He did say some negative things about Zelensky that I don't agree with. And I've said to you guys, even here in our congregation, like, okay, you can be pro-peace, but that doesn't mean you're going to start insulting Ukrainians, insulting Zelensky. I don't think it's productive. I think we should be moving towards a peaceful solution to it, but that doesn't mean like, oh, they're corrupt, they're Nazis, they're this and that. I mean, if it's true, it's true, but if, you know, I don't think we should be attacking the community like that, the Ukrainian community like that. But let me know what you guys think. Let's talk to the congregation here. What's going on? A lot of comments here, Didn't know you gave Steven the idea for the background. Hopefully he's sending you some fat royalty checks. Yeah, no fat royalty checks. But I do want to write a premise for a TV show that I think he should just make the pilot for it and put it on his channel. And it's a TV show about a bunch of people joining a pyramid scheme. I want to call it, I'm almost done writing the pitch, but I want to call it People Helping Prosper. So it's got the PHP. But I also want to call it Dynamic Wealth Systems. So I don't know what to call the pyramid scheme, but basically, I started writing a show. And I think it's so righteous, like it's a comedy show, and it's similar to another show that he really loves. And he sent me like a recommendation, like to check out this show, Jury Duty, fantastic show. And I was like, we got to do this for pyramid schemes. So listen, Steven is gonna pay up. Let's say that he is gonna pay up one way or the other. But is he sending me fat royalty checks? No, I get the joy in just knowing that, like, you know what? I influence the community. That's fine. Scott Sears says, are the Canadian fires affecting you, or are you nowhere near that? You know, first thing in the morning, I can kind of smell it. It's just a little barbecue mist. It's a little mist of, like, you can smell like maple and trees burning. You can you can catch a little whiff of it. But overall, I'm not seeing the haze or the really bad, you know what I'm saying? Urania Bruce says, man, that sounds like a good show. Would the characters be in on it, or would they be so dumb that they get suckered in all the way to the top? Urania, the way I'm writing it is I do want there, because, you know, you got to have like some spiciness, some excitement, and some like mystery, some intrigue. So I do want it to be like, one of the things I want to set up in the pilot is that one of the characters, but every character is kooky, silly, and it's in a small town, and it is like three guys from like the head office coming to kind of control them, whatever. And then so I do have, but what I have written into it is that one character is an undercover YouTuber and nobody knows who it is. So it's like this mystery going through the show where people are like, is that guy the guy? Is that the YouTuber? I heard there's a YouTuber here. I heard someone's a YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? And so there's like a false, accusation on one person initially, then they get vindicated, and then the person that's actually doing the YouTube videos maybe gets suckered in. I haven't really thought about it yet. It's more like I'm just writing the TV pitch and the pilot, just the beats for the pilot probably. But it is a good exercise for me as a writer to finish that and to get it over to him. And I think the karmas are so righteous that I think Steven will have to do it. How could he not do it? It's like, yeah, just shoot the pilot on your channel and then look for funding, or just ask people to give you money, and then we can just shoot it ourselves. But I don't see why it wouldn't be, like, the production value is not hard to get. It's really about the writing and having good taste. Also, I don't know if I want any celebrities in it. I don't like how Jury Duty has the famous guy in it. It's okay. Anyone watching Jury Duty? Dan H., your message was retracted. Hey, was that retracted by one of our wrench holders? Keeping the community in line. Listen, thanks for coming, everyone. I do appreciate you. We have very high vibration people here in the community, like Urain, like Scott Schaefer, coming in here. And I just want to let you guys know that you are on the ground floor of a very exciting spiritual opportunity here, on the ground floor of the building of this most beautiful digital ashram, a church of loving kindness. That's what we're building here. And your likes, your comments, your subscribes, and hit the notification bell too. That is raising the vibration. That's why the rocks can float. That's why the tree roots are coming up so fat they're hugging the mountains. And that's why there's a stream of source going through the whole thing, because you guys are here. And I do appreciate you. Caesar Cabrera, you know what? We got to do some Dharman. Reviews. We'll review Dharman tomorrow. Let's do this group of nuns real quick. This group of nuns, it came across. It's a religious story. It's a story of righteousness, and I think it's important that we cover it. So let's take a look at this real quick. Next topic, babies. Let's keep it moving. Group of nuns in Texas suing local bishop, accusing him of pure evil.
Get part of their.
A group of nuns in North Texas are suing a local bishop, accusing him of, quote, pure evil. The bishop shut down the nuns' monastery, claiming the Reverend Mother violated a vow of chastity with a priest. But the Reverend Mother denies the accusation. And
this guy looks like an asshole. Sorry, number one. But also, chastity. Is that what we're going to go? Is that the thing that we're going to get upset about here?
Now the nuns are suing for $1 million. ABC's Will Gans has that story.
For more than 65 years, the Carmelite nuns have been a fixture of faith in their North Texas community. But this morning, their doors are closed, their gates locked, literally, after the bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Fort Worth has effectively shut the monastery down, stopping priests from performing daily mass there or hearing confession. The bishop permitting only one Sunday mass per week, barring the monastery's roughly 50 daily parishioners from celebrating daily mass there too. Why? Bishop Michael Olson releasing a statement saying the diocese received a report that Reverend Mother Teresa Agnes, quote, committed sins against the sixth commandment and violated her vow of chastity with a priest from outside the Diocese of Fort Worth.
They are clearly accusing her of having some sort of sexual affair with a priest. That absolutely never happened. She's in a wheelchair. She has a feeding tube.
Come on, guys. It's so, like, and this is the issue. The biggest sinners are hiding out with the righteous. The biggest sinner thinks they're at the top of righteousness, but really, and this is the nature of the sorry, let me remove this. We don't need this right now. I do like the arrow, actually, because we should be trying to move up every day, one step closer to God, being more and more righteous. But if you look at this, the people who are pretending to be the most righteous are very often at the bottom of the righteousness. They are not, and really it takes a high level of darkness, of ignorance, to want to be the leader of a religious institution. And I know that's a weird thing coming from me, because I did just show you the ashram that we were building, but we're going to be righteous, obviously. Let's continue the video. I mean, she has a feeding tube, and you accuse her of banging some guy.
PICC line and IV drip that she's on 10 hours a day. She is an incredibly strong woman.
The bishop conducting his own investigation, during which the diocese claims the Reverend Mother admitted to the accusations against her.
I think it's very important for people to understand that She absolutely denies what
Oh
the
shit!
diocese
Sorry. My bad. Hold on. Where did it go?
She is an incredibly strong woman.
The bishop conducting his own investigation during which the diocese claims the Reverend Mother admitted to the accusations against her.
I think it's very important
False.
for people to understand that she absolutely denies what the diocese is apparently accusing her of, and she absolutely has not admitted to a single thing that they are accusing her of.
According to the nun's attorney, the bishop's interrogation occurred within just hours of the Reverend Mother's medical procedure, after she underwent anesthesia and was given painkillers. Now the Reverend Mother and the Carmelite sisters filing a civil lawsuit accusing Bishop Olson of taking actions of, quote, pure evil, including seizing their computers and a phone, interrogating the sisters, and causing them emotional and psychological distress. The sisters seeking $1 million in damages.
There's no reason.
1 million, and you know the sisters are righteous because 1 million? It's nothing. What is this, 1982? 1 million? Ladies, who is your lawyer? You can fucking suck this motherfucker dry, dude. At least do 10.
To shut the monastery down. Not having the ability to have daily mass and not being able to give.
You have righteousness on your side, and you ask for 1 million? With today's inflation, it's nothing. They are too righteous. That shows how righteous they really
Confession.
are.
It's like food and water to you and me. That is a significant part of their spiritual life.
The diocese firing back, writing in a legal filing, quote, civil courts are not, however, the appropriate forum to resolve such a theologically laden dispute over an investigation into what the diocese considers sinful behavior. The bishop's tenure in Fort Worth isn't without controversy. In 2018, he appeared on the cover of the Star-Telegram when a petition asking the church to look into Olson's actions was signed by more than 1,500 parishioners. And now another campaign popping up, Justice for Texas Nuns, declaring, quote, Bishop Olson's desire for power and greed has gone too far and must be investigated. Reverend Mother Teresa Agnes is quoted in court documents saying this, quote, order of women are not and have never been under the control of the bishop of the local diocese, and that they answer directly to the Pope. The Carmelite nuns are a Texas nonprofit, and while their civil lawsuit seeks $1 million in damages, their lawyer says this battle has nothing to do with money.
My clients don't want $1 million. My clients want to be left alone to worship their God, and they want their private information back. That's the goal of this lawsuit.
And Will Gantz joins me now for more on this. Well, these nuns, they've been a fixture in the community for more than 65 years. So how's the community reacting to all of this?
Well, the community
How's the community talking? Whole community talking.
is showing their support for the nuns. I think as of this morning, they are laying roses outside of the locked gates of the monastery. And I know that later today, this afternoon, they're planning to gather in a local park to pray together to show their support for the nuns because they can't get inside. As you can see there are some of those roses. They can't get inside the monastery since it is locked. I should also add that we reached out to the diocese and to the bishop for an interview or for an additional statement, and they declined to provide either of those to us as of this morning.
So what's the latest on the lawsuit, and could this daily mass be reinstated?
Well, we here at ABC News obtained a letter dated May 26th from the bishop to the Reverend Mother saying that he declines to provide daily mass, declines to provide confession until, quote, the members of the monastery demonstrate their love for and obedience to Holy Church and her holy pastor.
He looks... really the biggest sinner is sitting right next to God.
And until the completion of the pending civil lawsuit has resolved or they withdraw that lawsuit. So as of now, no daily mass, no confession expected to resume anytime soon. The first court date here, June 23rd.
Wow. All right. Will Gantz, thanks for that.
Of course.
The nuns are righteous, and you know it's so sad to see nuns get accused of like sexual stuff. You know that really is like a low blow to nuns to be like she's trying to have sex with everyone. It's like, come on, guys. It's unacceptable. You know, like to make that kind of accusation on a bunch of nuns. You know what I mean? When it's really you guys are the ones. Why don't... I hate to do it. I remember I was on this website and everyone was talking about these like child molesters in the Catholic Church. And I remember one woman put on the comments, like, it's not just ours. The Hindus are doing it. Yeah, the Hindus are doing it too. Nobody should be doing it. You know, and I find that celibate organization, celibacy attracts shady characters. It's a place to hide. It's a place to get kids. Celibacy, I think it is. This is true in the Hindus too. The Hindus, the celibate Hindus, 100% child molester. I remember I was 10 years old. My mom brings home a pamphlet of this guy, this Hindu guru. She's like, Amish, you have to go. It is a very powerful. The guy's like this, not even jacked, but he's acting like he's jacked. And there's a bunch of like 5-year-old, 2 to 5-year-old kids like hanging off of him. And he's like this. And the first page, it says, because he's like a celibate, and he says, my celibacy is so powerful that one drop of my semen can burn a rock. And this is what my mom's bragging about. She's like, Amish, you gotta go. I'm like 10 years old. I'm like, Mom, this guy's 100% child molester. But she's like, Amish, you have to go. He's a very powerful. You have to go. One drop, it can break a rock. My mom's telling me one drop of semen will break a rock. I'm 10. She's never talked to me about sex in my life. This is the one time she talks to me about sex. She's like, this guy, one drop of his nut, and he can burn a rock. Don't need it. You know, I mean, there's superpowers and there's superpowers. That's not one that I need. What good is it to have semen that can burn a rock? Imagine imagine what's happening to those kids. Imagine what's happening if a little pre-nut comes out and you've ruined the day. You've started an earthquake, maybe. I don't know. What do you guys think in the congregation? What are people saying? Scott Schaefer's laughing. That's very good. Hussein Munawar says, Baba Amish, this is off topic, but... Oh, Inner Shiva, there you go. Omar says that he loves me. Well, guess what, everybody? Guess what, y'all? Guess what?
Well, we're just a little buttercup, aren't we?
We are just a little buttercup. Little buttercups of God. I remember when I was a kid, I told my mom, I'm like, Mom, this guy's 100% a child molester. And she took her slipper off so quick. She's like, you stupid? No respect. The guy is a child molester. But you know what happens? They dress up, they do all the stuff, and people just buy it, right? And that's why we need to support this Church of Loving Kindness, because I'll tell you something, I'll never do that. I'm out here trying to fuck still. And that's how it should be, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not going to force myself. I'm not going to be rude to anyone. I'm not going to be mean and be like, oh, you don't want to have sex with me? I don't like you. That's not righteous. That's obviously a sin. But I'm also like, if I'm out doing shows or whatever and someone wants to have sex, yeah, I'm going to do it. And that's not a sign of non-righteousness. That's a sign of higher righteousness. That's a sign of more righteousness, of course, because it's honest, it's real. It's like, we are here. If there's a flutter in my heart and a flutter in my testicles, then that's God saying, go, say hello, holler at these bitches. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I got a little worked up there. I got a little worked up, didn't I? Babaji got a little worked up. You know how I get. Talking about righteousness. Let's listen to this song. It's called Blue Dream by Cheel from the YouTube Creator Library. And have gratitude in your heart that the YouTube Creator Library gives us these free tracks to listen to. What beautiful music. Thanks for coming, everyone. Appreciate you. Gorguruga, acid nuts. I mean, the guy's got acid nuts. What good is it? What good is it for the community? That one drop of his nut, this is his bragging. His first page, he brags about that. Cesar Cabrera. I like your emojis there. What is that? Oh, it's like a laughing. Oh, wow, laughing so hard they're crying. Holler. Yami Osnio says holler. Yes, we are. God wants you to holler. I'm the only spiritual teacher who's going to say it. God wants you to holler. And I will say, someone asked me earlier about getting an engineering degree. Honestly, if you don't want to work in it, don't get it. Don't waste 1 minute of your life on something that you don't want to do. I don't regret my life. It was an excuse to get out of the house. It was an excuse to go downtown. You know, it was like living on campus. It was a lot of fun. I had sex for the first time. I didn't have sex in high school. I was a late bloomer. Probably because my mom's sending me to this bullshit, this religious, be a celibate. She's trying to glorify celibacy. You know what I mean? And so I blame her that I didn't have sex in high school. I was also just a big loser in high school. I couldn't do it. But I got to university and I had sex. And for that alone, that's probably the only good thing about it. Pardon me while I sage. Pardon me while I sage. And I'm saging the whole community. On all of you. You are all being blessed. All blessed. Thanks for coming, everyone. Appreciate you. All members of the comment congregation. Pure evil, damn. I know. We're living in Testikali Yuga. Testikali Yuga, Zamzam. It's Testikali Yuga. Testikali Yuga. Let's talk about this. Speaking of Kali Yuga, let's talk about these. It's 10:47 already? Holy shit. We've already done 2 topics. Well, this one is from the Matt and Shane podcast. So I thought it was a very powerful topic, but I think it's important that we talk about it because these two are fighting a lot. And then we're going to get to Andrew Tate. We got to do Andrew Tate today. We have to. But these two are talking about the... First of all, I was actually very proud of myself watching this clip yesterday. And shout out to Harold Patrick Phoenix, MD. This is great editing. But like, I just love how much they talked about the community. You know what I mean? Like, I thought that sometimes I'll like hear bigger comics do a joke that I'm doing, and I'm like, kind of like Coffeezilla doing the film noir stuff, and then everyone's doing film noir kind of now. I love it. And yeah, no, I love it. But let's just watch the beef between these two. Dan Crenshaw, 2 Navy SEALs, 2 members of the same community, and they're fighting with each other. And we want to say outright on this show, no fighting, guys. You are in a community together. So let's just go through the clips here. You know, I was going to edit this all for you guys, but if I edit the clips and I play a video from my computer, it doesn't play the audio, and I can't figure it out.
Fighting. I will say, I think this is really dumb. I mean, really, really dumb.
Crenshaw's fighting David Goggins, dude. It makes me embarrassed.
Teams are fighting each other?
I mean, that community especially.
David Goggins, so I'll bring him up because he's not super well liked in the community. He even says he's not super well liked in the community.
I've never read his book, and I've never met a single SEAL who knows him. So I have no opinion.
I'll tell you what, the teams do not love.
It doesn't.
I just love how much
demeanor.
Community.
Again,
Crenshaw kind of attacked Goggins, dude.
Again, his messaging is his whole demeanor. It doesn't. I can't relate with it at all. It's not very SEAL-like. SEALs don't act that way.
This is 2 communities fighting, and this is inside community fighting. Let me play. You know, and really, what he did when he did this is he started off. He had started a fight. He started a fight with David Goggins, and now this is the David Goggins comeback.
Act that way.
Crenshaw attacked Goggins, dude.
So he's extremely sensitive about this. I didn't know any of that, right? Because I don't know him. And look, nobody in the SEAL teams talks about him. If you listen to David Goggins and his opinion on the SEAL teams, you would think that everybody's talking about him all the time. I've been in the community for 15 years, never heard his name once.
Yeah. They're fighting online is the funniest fucking thing.
That sucks,
Just
dude.
Goggins be like,
I want you to look up every book and see they have more than me. They don't. Not one SEAL. They're talking about operations. All that bullshit. I'm talking about that is helping people out. Trying to save people from the dungeon, dude. You can't. This is why I didn't talk about it. This is self-explanatory bullshit, man. This is slander. This is defamation of character.
"You're not fucking proud." He's screaming, and Crenshaw.
Goggins seemed to have the good response, though.
Think about this. What kind of man, not a man, not a SEAL. SEAL's supposed to be above that. What kind of people do that kind of shit? Just run their fucking mouths.
Oh, you hit him with the receipts, dude.
Did you? Well,
He
Crenshaw.
hit him with the messages.
Well, so we hit him with the messages. Crenshaw's like, "You're not showing the messages that I have."
That being said, we are good.
Dude, I can't believe Crenshaw. And you can see Crenshaw. He's lost one eye. He's traumatized by war. These guys are taught to fight, and they don't know when to stop fighting. And it's just not righteous to see 2 people in the same community. You're supposed to be brothers. You're supposed to love, not fight. We are all here to love, not hate each other and fight.
Just surprised when I was on my couch talking you up, one of my smoke jumper teammates said, "I hate to show you this," and then busted out that video clip. I appreciate you being a man about this. Because of that, this shit is over. He didn't want to read that on this podcast for some reason. Maybe because, obviously he changed his mind, or maybe he was just lying to me. Maybe he's been planning this debut this whole time.
But then, dude, I watched this whole saga. I watched both their sides for the most part. And it all seems to stand. I could be wrong. Again, I know the community has enough problems. I don't want to add.
I love that they're saying community.
And to you, they're just the housewives of SEAL Team 6. You know what they talk about? I hang out with them all the time. Not you. They don't talk about you, David. They don't say anything about you. Been in this community for 15 years. Never heard your name once.
Like, Crenshaw, apparently, and this looked bad from his angle, he reached out to Goggins at his publisher's request and said,
So if you ever gone to the mall, there's this store called Build-A-Bear.
And all these little kids are in that store trying to build the bear, the perfect bear that they want. Take it home, be happy. Yeah, I'm talking about build a fucking bear right now.
For the next 14 hours, dude. He's busy.
All right, it is 3 o'clock in the morning, so I've been stretching out now for 174 minutes. And you're probably wondering why I'm stretching out so late. Had to do a 10-mile run. Had to go to the gym. I'm writing my book, which is taking me a long time. Had about 600 emails and different posts. I had to respond to different comments. And you know what? If I went to sleep right now, it would haunt me.
Not being a bitch.
He doesn't check that shit, dude. He's not a fat pussy, dude.
Tell yourself the truth. If someone called fucking fat, they may be bullying you, but you might be fucking fat.
He's yelling at himself in the mirror.
He's shitting himself, jogging 15 fucking hours in a row.
Go to the bathroom, and the bathroom's like 20 feet from me. It's a porta potty. I can't get out of the fucking chair. So I'm peeing blood down my leg.
Whoa.
Pooping up my fucking pack. And I got 30 miles to go.
He's also a bit intense. It's like, why are you peeing blood, brother? Is this healthy? Is this what we teach the younger generation, to pee blood? It's ridiculous. What a silly beef. But I'll say it here, no fighting, guys. As a spiritual teacher, as a spiritual leader in the community, stop fighting.
Shot 27 times.
Talking about Mike Day. Mike Day's, every SEAL knows who Mike Day is. Every single SEAL knows who he is.
And lived, and then the guy eventually killed himself. But then I don't think Goggins knew of this guy. So when he was like, I respect heroes get shot 27 times, Goggins like, 27 times? Sounds like a dead motherfucker to me.
Yeah, he's talking about something.
I don't know who the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're talking about some dead guy.
Yeah,
I don't care about dead guys.
It's rude. It's rude, and look, I'll answer the question right here. It's not righteous. And like I said, as a spiritual teacher in the community, as a spiritual leader, as someone who's building a church of loving kindness, it's just low on the right. I mean, we got the numbers right here. Nobody, and that's another thing. Nobody else is bringing the numbers. Everyone's talking about this guy's good and this guy's bad, but who has the numbers? Only here on the drip do we have the numbers right here. We can look at where people lie on the scale. And fighting is, it's darkness, it's ignorance. Whether it's the Americans fighting with the Russians, it's wrong. It's it is, and you can see it in people. They don't want to admit, like they're like lying to themselves. The people selling war all the time, they always have to make up stuff because that is where fighting is only can come out of darkness and ignorance. It's basically, and I'll give you a quick review. I know we talk about this every day, but at the top, like, according to the teachings, the love teachings, the even Christ consciousness teachings, there's basically like 1,000 kilojoules of love coming in all the time. Now, depending on your mood, and the mood is on the side, right? On this side. Depending on the mood, that's how much energy you're getting at any point. So you got 1,000 kilojoules of pure love kindness coming in. And then if you're in a fight with someone, if you're angry, if you're whatever, you got a bunch of love blockers up. All that energy's coming in, and it's being siphoned off into little fights. I don't like this guy. That's 10, 20% energy gone. This, you're not even... You think you're going to work. You're just writing comebacks all day. You're just writing insults if you're in a little fight with someone. You might have noticed it in your own life. You're in a beef with someone, and then you go to work. You're not working. You're making comebacks. You're making insults, and it's not righteous, unfortunately. And we're the only ones who bring the numbers on that. So let's go to the comment congregation, and we got to set up the Andrew Tate. We're going to do Andrew Tate last, and that's it. He responds to 600 emails. Blue cap. Yeah, Brian... Did you already talk about Tate Tantrum? No, I did. I have not talked about Tate Tantrum. We're going to do Tate Tantrum right now. Let's do the Andrew Tate response. And I got a great clip from Justin Consciousness Gwyn. But hey, thanks to everyone for coming. I do appreciate you. Hey, guess what?
Wow, we're just a little buttercup, aren't we?
Every day I come in here, it becomes easier and easier to rip. It's just becoming easier to rip. 3-4 topics done. Karma's complete. My vibration's through the roof, and your vibration should be through the roof too. And make sure you sign up. There's links below. If you want to support the show, you can support us on Instagram, on patreon.com/loveoracle, or you can join our meetup congregation too, and that's meetup.com/loveoracle. And we will, we want to make sure that we're bringing that love energy to the community. Justin Gwynn, there you are. Let's look at this.
But I will no longer.
He's so crazy, dude. I can't believe people who believe in these guys. Roberto Blake is here. Amish Patel, W. What's up, baby? Thanks for coming. Appreciate you. Roberto Blake is here. Internet guru. You see that? Even other internet gurus are coming. You know, agents of righteousness. Roberto Blake, Scott Schaefer. These are agents of righteousness, and they visit our ashram because that's how high the vibration is here. And you can see it just to my right. Anyone who is in the comment section right now, you are on the ground floor of a very exciting spiritual opportunity here. On the ground floor of a spiritual opportunity where we are building this Church of Loving Kindness, this digital ashram, and it cannot be built without you. John Jam says, exactly, futile fights over nothing instead of working together to solve real issues like global hunger, inequality, pollution, terrorism, extremism. Yes. If anything, we're fueling extremism. Sometimes people claim to be fighting out of righteousness. They try to loophole the righteousness through a fight, but it doesn't work. It's true, Nachama. You know, a lot of times people, and you know, it goes back to the priest, where the person who claims to be the most righteous is actually the biggest sinner. And you see it with a lot of the fake gurus. They sell themselves as like, I'm going to help you. I'm going to save your life. Just give me $10,000, then I'll save it. Then I'll fix your whole life. It's like, you know, it's a scam. And that's kind of how I feel like about our last topic of the day. Chirag Yadav, like the Will Smith slap, very hateful, but kind of funny if context added. Yeah. Well, funny in the sense that really everything in this life is funny because this life is a big cosmic joke. And all fights, actually that is part of the cosmic joke too, that all fights are actually just fights with yourself. You're actually always only fighting with yourself, any fight you're in. It's because of a lack of love for yourself. And it's basically like, you know what they teach in a lot of these people? It's like, okay, so let's just say this is you. Can you guys see this okay? Can you guys see that? That's you, right? That's your brain. That's your mind's eye, let's say, right? And out this way, let's say let's just take your fights, right? So let's just say out, oh, you can't even see that. Hold on. You know what would be great? Does anyone know how to make this on? Let's say this is you. This is you in the center. And these are all the fights that you're fighting. Does that make sense? Let's go back to the big main screen. And these are all the fights that you're in, right? These are the fights that you're in out here. And that's the chaos of the fight, whatever. Well, in your unconscious mind, in the back, so for every fight that's out there, every fight, if you look on the other side, these are your shadows. And in your shadows, the shadow is blocking out love and light. So every lack of belief you have in yourself is actually projecting out onto the world as a fight. That's what all fighting is. All fighting is not righteous. And no fighting can be righteous. In the moment, sometimes you have to stop someone. You know, that doesn't mean like let the criminals all walk free. Don't stop someone from attacking your country. Of course you have to stop them. But to preemptively try to get into a fight and to be the one who starts the fight, that's not righteous. That's a very low vibration. And it is a projection of your own fears and insecurities onto the world, onto other people. And then you're reacting to it. And you're really wasting your life's energy. And someone said it in the comments earlier that like we should be working together to solve problems, not fight each other. So anyway, it's 11:01. We got 10 minutes left and we got to do our last topic. And this guy, I think, is a psycho. We got this from Justin Consciousness Gwyn. He sent it to us. And let's review what kind of righteousness is here. Let's take a look at it.
Longer allow the Matrix propaganda machine to infect the minds of innocent children by using my relevance to achieve interviews and get views they would never normally get to spread hateful propaganda.
See, I mean, that is a perfect example of really projecting, because I would say that he has a lot of hateful propaganda. You know, let's
immediately following the release of his viral BBC interview, and after his Twitter post went viral where he detailed what really happened between him and the BBC before they turned the cameras on, Andrew Tate decided to record and release a full Tate decided to record him in the BBC.
The BBC has been begging me for an interview daily since I left jail. They promised to discuss the problems with the Romanian justice system, the unfair detention of a man who hasn't been found guilty, the conditions inside of Romanian jail. By the way, this is not righteous to just put him in jail for charges that you don't have against him yet. That's not righteous. That's wrong of the Romanian court system to do that. They sent a list of questions in advance, which I did not ask for, as a measure of good faith that they wanted to show the other side of Andrew Tate and do a fair and balanced piece on the unspoken perspective. They then sat down, threw all of this away, and attacked me instantly. An ambush, a hit job attempt. They attempted to sucker punch me. See, but even that, I would say that could be projection, brother. You know, it's like, is it them or is it you always looking for a fight? Is it you? Did you not go into this saying, like, it's Matrix Media? And also, are you not benefiting from these things going viral? Like, if you didn't just turn it all into a fight, would it be viral? So that's where I would say, not righteous.
Before they turned the cameras on, Andrew Tate decided to record and release a full video statement addressed not only to the media in the Matrix, but also to the massive amount of fans online that have shown him so much support in the comments of this viral interview.
In the interest of saving absolutely everybody's time, I feel like doing a generalized statement for all legacy media inside of the Matrix. And I'm doing it to save their time and mine, as well as protect the minds of the masculine youth for the future. I want to make it very clear that the legacy media, which I enjoyed the company of today, have made a massive mistake and missed a chance to do some genuinely interesting journalism. After being unfairly incarcerated in a Romanian dungeon, I thought that even the BBC, in its absolute arrogance and hubris, would be smart enough to come to me after 6 months, being the first interview I gave to the Matrix, and be smart enough to ask questions people were genuinely interested in. What's it like inside of a Romanian prison cell? How were you treated? Why was a person's liberty deprived of them for 6 months without charge? How is your mental state post your unfair incarceration? Things people are genuinely interested in hearing. But instead, they came with the same old talking points. And I'd like to address all these talking points to the Matrix media now to prevent this happening again, because it's a monumental waste of everybody's time. I say things on the internet. I've been making content on the internet for a very long time. Finding a clip from 2016, 8 years ago, finding a 4-hour-long podcast from 2016, ignoring all context, ignoring everything positive I say about men and women in the world, and taking a single sentence and trying to pretend that's my entire worldview.
No, but that is... What do you guys think? I mean, they always do this. It kind of reminds me of Jordan Peterson, where someone called him a conservative once, and he's like, how dare you? How dare you? I am not a conservative. It's the same thing. It's like you're saying it all. You know what it is? It's like the ultimate, it's like a mind game. Basically, they're saying, how dare you call me anything extreme? My view is common sense, and it is you that is extreme. That's basically what this is. He's saying, like, I'm doing the good for everyone, and you are the one. I mean, in the interview, too, the woman says, like, you know, are you a pimp? Are you whatever? And he's like, he gets so indignant that, like, how dare you call me a pimp? How dare you? And it's like, dude, you're pretty much a pimp. You have a course on how to pimp. It's for OnlyFans. It's legal of age, right? But, you know, let's just say you talk a girl, right, of age. You just talk a girl into doing OnlyFans. Sorry, but it's not righteous. You know, for you to become so indignant and say, how dare you attack me and say that I don't love women. It's like, you are doing the OnlyFans, but you did start like a We Work for OnlyFans models. You know what I mean? And sometimes he discusses his tactics. Like one time he was talking about how he takes money out of guys, and he was basically saying that the girl would, like, they would get the guy to fall in love, and then the girl would start acting like, I just don't know, I wish I could see you, but I can't see you because I don't have my government papers, and it costs $10,000 and I don't have it. And then the guy would send $10,000. So then this guy would start, and then he would make up a fight. Like, he's basically typing for the girl. Look, is it pimping? I guess not. Is it righteous, though, to talk a 20-year-old girl into, like, listen, you're an idiot, you're not going to make any money anywhere, so just do what the fuck I say and show your tits. and I'll do the typing. Just show your titties and put on your makeup and, shake your butt. To say that to a 20-year-old, like if you're friends with a 20-year-old girl, you should be telling her like, hey, go to fucking university. Or, get a job or whatever. You shouldn't be talking them into being an OnlyFans girl. So even though he's technically not a pimp and it's technically not, he's not a pimp, he's just an OnlyFans manager. And they're not underage and it's not sex trafficking technically. They're of age and he has their consent. Sure, but, if you talk to a 20-year-old, they're kind of stupid in general, guys and girls. And like at that age, to be in your 40s and to tell a 20-year-old, 22-year-old, to give them the advice of like, listen, I got an OnlyFans business. That's what you're going to do. You're not going to make money anywhere else. It's just not righteous. It's just not righteous. So tell me what you guys think. Let's go to break time real quick. That's if I can sum it all up into one thing, it is a lot of hoopla. It's a lot of drama where he's acting like they're attacking me and the Matrix. It's a lot of brainwash tactics. If you can see a lot of the brainwash tactics, and he teaches it. And we study it here at this digital ashram. We want to study it and we want to know what's going on in the community. Chirag Yadav says, okay, I might be ignorant, but how do you make a girl work for you for OnlyFans and make her share profit unless you are the owner of the site? Again, I am ignorant. So Chirag, I'll tell you what the business model was that he was operating. And he explains this a couple of times. So him and his brother were both dating like 2 or 3 girls in an open relationship. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. It's fine. If you got 3 girls on rotation, God is great. If you got 3 guys on rotation, I support you. God is great. We don't make judgments here at this ashram. This is a non-judgment Church of Loving Kindness. But what he did was when he started his business, Chirag, is he basically, him and his brother invited all 6 of their girlfriends to dinner. They flew them in and invited them to dinner. And they didn't tell them that it wasn't actually a dinner. It was the 2 of them pitching all 6 of them to be OnlyFans models. That's how the business was started. So already there, and like half the girls left. So already there, the girls who flew in, and I think 1 or 2 of them didn't know that the guys were in an open relationship. Like some of the girls came and they're like, oh, you have 2 other girlfriends? Oh, well, I don't want to stay for this. Like, that's not righteous. You should tell them in advance that like, hey, I'm starting an OnlyFans business. It's going to be a great business opportunity. I really need your help. Can you please help me? Come down. Let's hang out. Let me just explain the whole business to you. I'll fly you in. I'll pay for dinner, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, we got a beautiful place. You can crash here for a couple of days, hang out. Worst case scenario, go back. But he didn't even do that. He basically told them all that they were going to have a special date. And then they show up and they're like, oh, it's a business meeting for your OnlyFans business. So that's already not righteous. 3 girlfriends? It's righteous. It's fine. But bringing them all in and being like, okay, we got to start, whatever. I just see Roberto Blake says, De Hedges, you have a point. Well, let's see what De Hedges. Totally disagree. Why is sex work righteous except when Tate does it? Look, De Hedges and Roberto Blake, this is not just a question. Look, I know most commentary is about what's legal and what's not legal. But here we have to talk about what's righteous. So to invite your 6 girlfriends over and be like, hey, we're starting an OnlyFans business, and to talk like, put aside legal. Like, I think it's wrong that the Romanian authorities put him in jail. That's wrong. He's done nothing illegal. So in Earth's eyes, in man's eyes, yes, he's done nothing wrong, actually. I'll admit that. Like, he's not actually done anything wrong. But in God's eyes, is it really righteous to talk a girl into being a hooker or to being an OnlyFans girl? I don't think so. I think it's trash for a reason. And Roberto, you don't think so, Roberto? Like, if you knew a 20-year-old girl, she's hot, whatever, are you really going to talk her into being, like, doing OnlyFans? Or are you going to be like, hey, there's things you can do? Like, just think of a personal situation. Like, are you really going to tell a 20-year-old hot girl that, like, yeah, I think for you, OnlyFans, just shake your titties. That's what you're going to do now. Like, you should be telling them to be a sportscaster. Tell them to be a weather girl. If you really don't believe in their, you know what I mean? If you really think that their looks are everything and they don't have much else going on. But to talk a young girl into being a sex worker or OnlyFans person, I gotta say, it's just not righteous in God's eyes. But it is technically legal. This is there is very little righteousness in the world, and that's why it's important to me to recognize that. Yeah. Chirag, the girl lets you set up everything, and she essentially acts as an actor. Yeah. So the other thing that Tate talks about is that in the business model, what he does is he gets the girls to do the acting, and then he does the typing. And then there's a lot of unrighteousness even in that. Like, there's a lot of manipulation where the guy, like I was telling you before, there's guys that he brags about this. Tate brags about this, that guys from America would send $10,000 to do their paperwork. And because they would fall in love with this OnlyFans model, so they would send $10,000 to do paperwork. And then these guys would just pocket the money, and then the girl would just get into a fight with the guy. And it's like, no, I don't want to be, you're trying to control me and you're trying to attack me, and then the girl wouldn't message him back. So I do think that this is very low righteousness. It's not productive for anyone. Sure, you're making money, and then you're teaching another generation of guys to do it, which again, I don't think is righteous, because whether it's the girls you're telling to become a sex worker or a OnlyFans model, or if you're telling young guys that, like, hey, you can start an OnlyFans business in your house, and you're teaching a class on it, either way, I just don't see the righteousness of it. And maybe it's a difference of opinion, right? It sounds like, because I do support sex work. I think sex work is good. I just do think, like, recruiting a 19-year-old, and then doing this kind of sex work where you're manipulating the guy to the point of, like, just jacking him for $10,000 and then not talking to him, and you know what I mean? I find that's a little bit not righteous. But sex work in general, I do support. In general, I do support sex work. So yeah, I mean, the world is complex. This is the game of life, people. It is a complex moral quandary that we're talking about. So let me read a couple of comments. We're going to call it a day. Tomorrow, message me on Instagram, and there should be links to Instagram, Meetup, and thing in the comments. Tomorrow, we got to go full silly. We got to just tomorrow, let's review some preachers. I think that's what we're going to do. But that's enough of that. Chirag Yadav says he sounds more like a demon. He is, man. He is. And that's what, you got to be careful with guys like this. The guy's such a psycho. And you know what it does is it preys on young guys who are, like, desperate and they're trying to make money somehow, whatever. And they see a guy like this and they're like, oh, he'll teach me how to be a tough guy or whatever. But if you're not absolutely his level of toughness and his level of a psycho, he's going to jack you for your money. Like, he's going to take more and more money out of you. His class was reasonably priced, though. It was $50 a month, which is actually pretty reasonable. But it's just that once you join the class, he's teaching you to do, like, it's a lot of spam. It's a lot of, like, pimping. Not good for men or women. Agree. Just going to same, no hate. He sounds like more of a demon. Yeah, okay. Not good for the men or the women in this case. Yeah, not good for men or women. Agree, share core. I think OF in general is a bad idea. OnlyFans in general is a bad idea. Yeah. Because this life, you have one life, people. Your time is precious. It's valuable. You don't notice it when you're 20 years old. That's another thing. You just don't notice how valuable your time is. At 20, you just think time is just something that you have, and it's just, oh, whatever, I'll just do this OnlyFans thing on the side. It's like, come on, man, you're lying to yourself. The money's only going to be good for a little bit. It does have a psychological toll, and it's your time. Like, you've spent your time doing something that's just fully based on, like, this kind of fake thing, I feel like. So, I don't know, that's kind of where I'm at on it. Tate is a sad old man who makes sure his life looks like a movie when the camera is on, who tried to spend the past 15 years getting internet clout to make more money off bozos. Yeah, Issy Tempur. Issy Tempur, is this your first time here?
Yeah, we're just a little buttercup, aren't we?
Anyone here from Instagram? Put IG if you're here from Instagram. He's not ideal, but he's not the greatest force of evil in the world. Urena Bruce says, yeah, no, he's not the greatest force. I mean, he kind of reminds me of Trump, where because he's only doing personal grifting, he's not doing the industrial-sized damage of, let's say, someone like a warmonger. It's interesting how Donald Trump, you look at his presidency and you look at Obama's presidency, and, like, someone was trying to tell me this the other day, like, we just brought up Trump as a joke, and this guy goes, Trump did a Muslim ban. He's a real bad guy. He did a Muslim ban. And it's like, yeah, but Obama did a Muslim bombing? He bombed him. I mean, do you want a ban or a bomb? Because a bomb, you're dead. Ban, it's racist. It's rude. It's wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong. But because Trump was like a selfish kind of guy, and same with Tate, I think this is true for Tate too. Because they're selfish, they're not doing the industrial level damage to society that people in the government can do. Roberto Blake says, exactly, Urain. My issue is they are scapegoating him, but they support the idea and the platform that enables him. It's hypocritical on their part. Yeah. BBC? Did you guys hear? You know what I thought was very not righteous is the sound quality of the original BBC interview. The sound quality was garbage. Did anyone else notice that? Why was the sound quality so shit? It's like they had a mic 10 feet away because you can hear all the room tone. So that was definitely not righteous on BBC's part. Yeah, and I gotta say, like, the general tone that BBC tries to take with these guys where they're coming in and it's an attack, like, I think they would do much better if they just chatted. Because if they just chat with the guy and they let him talk his shit, he'll out himself as being a psycho, I feel like. But when they try to attack him, then the BBC looks non-righteous. So... Gorgurunga says only grands. Is that grandma OnlyFans? Only grands. Yo, thanks for coming, everyone. I do appreciate you. Justin Consciousness says, I kind of disappointed in chat's actual knowledge of Tate. Have informed opinions. Don't be an NPC. Yeah, you know, there is some truth to that. Like, he is relying on you to be an NPC. You know, he doesn't need you to be like his little sheep. You know, there is a lot of that too. I feel it's kind of gross to me. But yeah. Roberto Blake says it's trading time and trauma for money. 100%, man. The interviewer is really nasty, so rude. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Like Justin, I mean, I do think the guy's a psycho, but I also think that the way that these guys try to attack him and paint him as negative, they actually build up his clout like that. If they had just talked to him nicely, it wouldn't be like this viral thing. It was Tate's mic, so they couldn't take what he said out of context. So they had the video, but no audio to what he was saying unless he allowed it and sent audio to that part of the vid. So weird. So weird, man. These people just want to fight and fight and fight. It's crazy. But you know what we should do is we should start to love each other. Love each other. Wow, we went over time today, but it's fine. This is my meetup page, meetup.com/loveoracle, and there's a link to that in the comment section below. But basically, you can see the trailer for my meditation here. I've posted all these here as well. And let me know in the comments too, or somewhere on Instagram even, if you're coming to the show through here. You know how you're hearing about the show. Would love to hear that. And I'll be back tomorrow morning, 10:10 to 11:11 every day. I mean... It's the only certified pundit on YouTube. I'm the only certified pundit on YouTube. And we have the certifications to prove it. They're right there in the intro graphics. You'll see in a second. Thanks for coming, everyone.
Wow, we're just a little
We are just a little
buttercup,
buttercup.
aren't we?
We are just a little buttercup. And it's time to let go of this episode.
When you let go, you let God.
It's time to let go and let God handle this episode. Thanks for coming. Powerful service. A lot of comments, congregation. I appreciate you all. Back Studio 1990. BK Studio 1990 says, I disagree. He's extremely popular and influential in a negative light. He literally had a how-to video on sex trafficking that he took down. The BBC asked him about this as he took it down. Yeah, interesting. Look at how they did Elon Musk and how they blew up in their face. That's the problem, right? It's not even so much a question of whether or not he's righteous. It's like he's not righteous. Like, I'll say that. I don't think Tate is righteous in his actions. But the BBC is also not being honest and, you know, forthcoming either. So they are not righteous either. That's all I'm saying. And a lot of these situations, you're going to have that. You're going to have that situation. There's a lot of situations like that. Yo, we're on my main page of YouTube. Wow, Icy Tempura says main page of YouTube. Yes, the vibration is most high, brother. The vibration is most high. Thank you for coming. I do appreciate you. Love and light. Love and light. And let's raise the vibration. I'm gonna add some of you guys to the wrench gang right now. Definitely Rewind Cat, and definitely, I think it was, who asked me earlier? God damn it. Richard Matthews. Richard Matthews, Rewind Cat. Let me get you on that wrench game. And they'll be watching out in the congregation tomorrow. But thanks everyone for coming. Thomas Durham has an interesting comment. He would steal their passports, steal from them, house them in Romania from another country. Does that sound legal to you? He also used the lover boy method, which is a common method for sex trafficking. Yeah, no, he does teach that. He did teach that, right? And I mean, it's just not righteous. Sorry. Is it legal? Yeah, it's just not righteous. And that's the final word on that. Thanks for coming. Make sure you're going into the rest of your day with a high vibration, everybody. Make sure you're going into the rest of your day with a most high vibration. Thanks for coming. Oh yeah.